Happy Thursday, 9 News meteorologist Laurann Robinson here with your forecast, and it's going to be a doozy going forward. We have dangerously cold temperatures expected across the Front Range and Eastern Plains, and a ton of snow, several feet of snow in the high country. All of this by MLK Day Monday. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our current conditions, where we're still dry across the Front Range, well, across Denver at DIA, where we do have cloud cover building in, but the bigger story is that we're at 19 degrees right now. Winds coming in from the northeast at just 9 miles per hour. Those have calmed down a bit, but even with those 9-mile-per-hour winds, it feels closer to just 8 degrees outside. We take a look at our temperatures all across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. We're cooler to the north. That's where that cold air has already started to push in. To the south, we're still in the 20s and 30s. Those temperatures will continue to drop as well. We saw our high for the day early this morning in the middle 20s, and as we go through the rest of the day, we're just going to see these temperatures continue to fall. We're in the single digits, teens, 20s in the high country, 30s out west. We take a look at those gusty winds, and right now they're in central portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains, gusting at around 30, 40, 45 miles per hour. So of course that makes it feel a lot colder out there. We take a look at this wind chill map, and you can see a lot of those areas across the Eastern Plains where the winds are quite gusty as well are seeing those wind chill values below zero. That means Sterling, Ray, Burlington, Lyman, all of these areas. If you step outside, the feels like condition on the skin, it feels like sub-zero. It feels like single digits across the urban corridor, and it feels like the teens to the south, even when the coldest air hasn't even settled yet. We do have warmer weather up in the mountains, which is going to be one of those rare situations where the heavy cold air is really going to settle across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. It's not able to lift upwards, so the mountains actually get warmer air than we get across the lower elevations. So this is why we do have such a widespread wind chill watch, and for such a long stretch of time. This is going to be Saturday evening through Tuesday morning, where essentially the entire eastern half of the state could see wind chill values anywhere from 20 degrees below zero to 30 degrees below zero. So we're going to continue to watch for these dangerously cold temperatures and wind chills over the next few days. And speaking of wind chills, that is what I want you to really pay attention to as we move our way through the weekend. Pay more attention to the wind chill than the temperature, because the wind chill is really going to be what makes the difference as you have to head outside. Now, we have a look at our HD Doppler radar. Snow not too bad in the mountains right now. It's calmed down to the west, but it has pushed its way into portions of the Front Range. You can see it south of Denver, mostly across the Palmer Divide, but even across southeastern corners of the metro area through Parker, Castle Rock, Kiowa, even Byers starting to get some snow there. As we move our way south along the I-25 corridor, we could see some continued snow showers as you make your way through Colorado Springs into Pueblo, Colorado City. We're also going to watch for those higher totals off to the west of the I-25 corridor, where we have the Wet Mountains and the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. So we have a couple different winter weather alerts in effect right now. The teal areas are your winter weather advisories. It looks like right now all that's left is the winter weather advisory from around Telluride through Durango, where we're looking for a few more inches, as well as central portions of the plains. That's going to be Cheyenne, Kit Carson, and Yuma counties. All of these areas not expecting a ton of new snow, but we're going to see very, very gusty winds. And as I always repeat, that's what creates that blowing snow, blizzard conditions, reduced visibility, hazardous travel. All of the red is going to be a winter storm warning that goes into effect tonight through Saturday evening. These areas of the high country are expecting a foot or more of new snow, and that's already on top of all of the snow that's already fallen in these areas, of already about a foot or more in a lot of these areas. So we're going to get a ton of snow in the high country from this system. With all of that new snow, we want to watch for avalanche conditions. So we do already have an avalanche warning in effect through Monday. This is going to be near Crested Butte, a high level of danger, level 4 out of 5. So you certainly want to stay out of those backcountry areas. As we go through the rest of the evening, that snow shifts its way to the south and out of the state. We're going to actually see clearing across a lot of Colorado tonight and early tomorrow. So we'll wake up to some cold sunshine tomorrow with maybe some light lingering flurries in central and northern portions of the high country. As we go through Friday afternoon, that snow starts to fill in the mountains, even starts to push across northern portions of the Front Range and Eastern Plains by late Friday night. It becomes more widespread as we move into Saturday. Today, we've already seen our highs for the day, so this is kind of moot. We're going to see those temperatures just continue to fall all the way into the single digits and across the Front Range, sub-zero values across the Eastern Plains. And again, we're going to be warmer in the high country and the western slope than what we're going to see across the Front Range. Now, tomorrow, those temperatures will rise back into the middle 30s during the afternoon, but we're going to see very, very strong winds again tomorrow, gusting up to 40 miles per hour. So it's actually going to feel more like the teens. So the temperatures will be staying 30s, but it's going to feel very, very cold still. Friday night and then into the weekend, in and out, we're going to watch for scattered snow showers, heavy in the mountains and just kind of moderate across the Front Range and Eastern Plains, where we could see roughly around 3 to 6 inches across most of the eastern half of the state. The snow is really not going to be the bigger deal. I guess maybe if you're on the roadways, you'll want to watch for that. But as far as every single person is concerned, it's going to be the temperatures with highs in the single digits, overnight lows below zero. Some areas will see those overnight lows at around -10 or so. So it's going to be dangerously cold. These areas want to watch for possible frostbite on exposed skin in a matter of minutes. Now, the good news is this Arctic air mass that's going to move it and just kind of sit over the Front Range and Eastern Plains. Well, eventually that has to move its way eastward. So once that moves on out, we rebound quickly. By the middle of the week, we're back in the upper 30s, lower to middle 40s. We're going to see quite a bit of sunshine. So this is one of those forecasts where you really want to give it some attention over the next few days, at least through our extended holiday weekend, because we're going to see heavy mountain snow, moderate snow across the Front Range and Eastern Plains, but we're also going to see dangerously cold wind chills and temperatures across the Front Range and Eastern Plains as that Arctic air just kind of sits over us for a few days. So certainly stay up to date with our forecast, and you can do so by tuning in this evening at 4, 5, and 6, and then later tonight at 9 and 10. If you're not able to catch us on air, you can always tune in to 9news.com and the 9 News mobile app. Have a good day.